Hello, I wasn't sure if this was going to work. So, hi, my name is Yamil. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this channel, we discuss all things decoupling, the emotional aspect of it, as well as how to do it without hiring an attorney. And I'm based in Florida. So, in the description, if you are filing for divorce in Florida and want to explore having someone like me help you out, which is a non lawyer person, go ahead and click on the link, request a quote, and we'll see if we can work together. Otherwise, anywhere that you're in the world, welcome to my channel. If you could go to the comments and put where you're watching me from, that would be greatly appreciated. All right. So on today's video, I want to talk about the things that I highly recommend that you do once you decide that the marriage is over. Um, we get a lot of phone calls from people that they're not there emotionally, like they have made up their mind that the relationship is over, but they're still holding on to a lot of concepts and thinking. And so I kind of want to clarify a lot of that. And remember that I work mostly with the state of Florida, so a lot of this stuff may not apply in your country, in your state. So just keep mind of that. But I am coming more from a holistic kind of way where, but again, some of these things may not apply in different countries where divorce may be handled very differently than we handle it in the United States. So just keep that in mind, okay? So the first area that I want to address is probably good for anybody that's listening to this, and it's how to prepare emotionally to uncouple. And this can apply if you're getting divorced or if you're just separating from someone that you love very much. And one of the things that happens when we're in a long-term relationship is that as we couple up, as we start merging our lives and spending a lot of time with someone else, we start shedding some of our individuality and who we are as a person. And in tarot they call it, we forget, we move away from the the um from individuality, that I'm independent, I'm good, I don't need someone, I am with someone because I love them, and not because I need someone, not because I'm lonely, not because I need someone to, help financially. So, and it's that, energy of individuality, Nine of Cups. So, um, we just kind of, when we start uncoupling and start deciding, okay, this relationship doesn't work for me, oh, it's painful. It's always painful. It's never gonna be like, bye, babe. No, it really isn't. And if it is, then I question how ingrained in the relationship you were or how long. Because even if things were breaking down for a while and you were just roommates at one, for the last few years or months, there's still going to be difficulty of uncoupling. And sometimes, and what I find with a lot of people that come, like they are living in the same house. Oh yeah, I'm done. I don't have, I'm so done. Is either because they already got hooked up with someone else, they moved on to someone else already, or they're hiding their true feelings and then everything explodes later on down the road. That's usually my experience. I'm not a psychologist, but I have worked with a lot of people, through the last 10 years going through this process. Okay. So one of the things is, to admit that you are hurt and that this is going to be painful, but that, but you are ready because you know that this relationship is not going to help you grow as a person, or it's just, hammering you down, it's putting you down, it's not allowing you to do the things you need to do in life to feel good about yourself. So one of the things that people I always suggest that you start with as you start the process of deciding, okay, I'm coupling, this not working, I'm divorcing, I can't stand the situation anymore. It's to adopt a self-care protocol, self-care routine. And it doesn't have to be super, super, you know, um, extensive or expensive. I mean, self care for me, like when I have a rough day at home or at work, I just put on my walking shoes and go out for a walk with my dog, and I make an intention of putting good music on the iPod, my phone, so that I put, music that I know will lift my spirits. I'm not gonna put Barry Manilow, or I'm not going to put love songs. I'm going to put, songs about being superwoman, or being, super awesome, or being beautiful, and all those things. Like I have a playlist for that. I have a playlist to help me go into, that mode, and to get myself off that funk. And so that's one of the things that I do. I also try to take a bubble bath at least once a week. And then bubble bath, I'll put out my mask, I'll put again some meditation music, I put incense, I put candles, I may have a glass of wine, I just treat myself, once a week. And this is like my time, and my time to, totally self-care, totally love. One of the things that I did recently, actually, I adopted yoga as a daily practice. I have been practicing yoga on and off through the years, but never I said, okay, this is what I'm going to do for me. I am, no matter what happens in my life, I'm going to do yoga every day. And I have been pretty consistent, I want to say, for the last 3 months. And the difference in my disposition, my patience, I'm not a very always patient person. Dealing with my clients and organizing my workload and all those things have been definitely, it's really, really helped me out. So, and that comes with the next thing, which is finding balance, find something to balance you out. If you know that you're very, like I do, I work very hard, find something to unplug that, and to go into that. And also make a list of changes you want to do. That's number three. Make changes, make a list of things that you've been wanting to do. Like one of my goals, hopefully in the future, I'm hoping this summer I get it done, is learning how to surf. Even if I don't get to pop up on the surfboard, I'm okay with that, because I'm already 49. By that time I'll be 50. I don't know. But that's one of my goals, which is one of the reasons why I said yoga is definitely going to help me get there, because of the positions and the strength that I need, to do some of the things. And I'm definitely getting stronger. So I'm hoping I get to pop up. But even though I still want to learn to ride a wave, so I am planning to learn how to do that. But I had to make some changes to my lifestyle in order to achieve that. But the point is to find something, make changes, find something that you're passionate about that can help you deal with this pain that you're going through, and the uncoupling and all the decisions you have to make, something that prepares you emotionally, and that starts, you need to start learning to stay on your ground, and it's going to take a while before, if you are like me, it took me a long time to get to the point where I no longer thought of my ex as this happened to me. I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh, I wish I could tell him that, oh, he would have enjoyed that, or, so it's, it helps you to focus on something else. You need to completely take your focus off that situation. Stop talking to people about it. Stop posting about it on social media. Just understand it, put it in a container that you obviously need to look at, but close that lid at least temporarily every day, even if it's just 5 or 10 minutes. And that comes to the next one, which is journaling, praying, and meditating. That, to me, that was huge. I mean, I've been divorced twice, and I am a person that takes me a long time to uncouple. Like physically, I may be uncoupled, but emotionally, those emotional ties, those soul ties are still there. And it took me a long time. Sometimes it takes me years to actually be myself again, be happy by being by myself, and completely loving that person from a distance, but knowing that the best thing is for us to keep moving apart and keep going separate ways. So journaling, it's one of the practices that truly changed my life. And I use journaling every day. If it's for affirmations, I am okay. I will be, and I always do it in present. I am okay. This will pass. I am strong. I am beautiful. I am smart. Whatever it is that I'm struggling with, and I write it down, and then I write something, And if I am dealing with a negative thought, a negative precept, like, oh, I'm never gonna feel okay. I'm never gonna be okay. I'm always gonna be sad. Then I go deep into that, and that's what they also call dark night of the soul. Is part of the process of where you go deep into your psyche and you start undoing, all those negative thoughts that you've been dealing with. So, when you journal, you go into you can say, okay, I feel that I'm never going to be happy again. And then, how is that true? Where is the evidence that supports that statement? And you just keep digging on that. Well, because such and such told me that, or because I keep making mistakes. And then, okay, but how is that true? That is the absolute truth that you're never going to be happy. And then it's going to make you think of other times in your life that you were unhappy but found happiness, and eventually you found the happiness. So, journaling really helps you with that. Praying, if you're any kind of religious affiliation, or if meditating is for you. I meditate. I don't do it daily, but I do it at least 2 or 3 times a week. It's just helped me to kind of let it all go into the earth, into universe, into God, into Jesus, whatever it is that you believe in, Buddha. You just let it go and say, okay, there it is, my problems, my pain, do something with it. And because pain and happiness is all energy, and energy cannot be killed. So as you work through that, you're going to start shifting that into, okay, this was a lesson I needed to learn. Now how can I move forward and use that lesson as a springboard into something better for my life? Okay, the next part that I want to talk about is finances. Okay, so a lot of people that call me, a lot of women that call me, they don't have any income. They have been dependent upon their significant other for income, for years or whatever. And depending on where you live in the world, depending on where at how long you've been married, the income disparity between both of you, you may or may not qualify to get alimony. Alimony in the state of Florida is what's called, is some money that your ex may have to give you, in order to help you move forward. Some alimony is permanent, some of it is transitional and bridge the gap, meaning if you were married for 10 years and you lived at home, and you're back, and you're doing things to get yourself out of the root, and the judge kind of sees that you do have an ability to make an income because maybe you have a college degree, whatever. They may do, okay, bridge the gap, so there's 10 years that you're going to be supported because of the time that you spent at home taking care of the kids and family and whatnot. But here's my thing with that. It takes a while for a judge to make that call. And if your ex hires an attorney and fights you through it, it's going to take a while. It's not healthy, in my opinion. And I know that some people are going to, I was raised to be very independent and being able to get on my own 2 feet. The only time that I was home by myself was 2 years when my twins were really young. Obviously, daycare was just too expensive. But no, I think it was 1 year, actually. 1 year I stayed home. And I suffered a lot of emotional abuse during that time because I was seen as someone lazy, even though I had twins at home. But anyway, when you start working through, okay, how can I be financial stable, or how can I get out of this house, or how can I rent an apartment, or even if you have to, let's say, okay, you guys are uncoupling, he's going to help you, the judge, your attorney or whoever is helping you, feels that you would qualify to get this assistance, this money. And but the challenge is that it takes a while to get that done, right? Like it takes a while. So what are you going to do meanwhile to sustain yourself and your lifestyle? And the reason why I say this is because when I left my first husband, um, at that point I was a stay-at-home mom with the kids, and I ended up in a shelter with them. I don't regret that, and because it helped me realize a lot about myself. And I had been going through Al-Anon, which is a support group for alcohol, for people that live or friends or family of alcoholics and drug abusers. And Al-Anon, this is an anonymous group. It really helped me a lot. My sponsor, God bless her, really helped me work with me for a long time until I was actually ready to make a decision. And if it came down to the shelter, it came down to the shelter. And, and but I did a lot of work to get to that point. So I don't regret it. But looking back, I wish that I had worked on my stability, on my financial stability before I made that move. I mean, but don't get me wrong, I don't regret it, because during on this when I was right before I went on the shelter, I had gotten $3,000 from the IRS as a refund, and I invested it on getting an office and helping people with their divorce and paperwork and bankruptcies and that sort of thing. So I don't regret it, and it was my springboard. And my first client that I saw, I was actually moving into the shelter that day. So and it was short lived. The judge did award me the house and basically told him, see ya, you got to get out, and figure it out. She's in the shelter with the kids. Come on, really? So it was totally necessary. But he felt that he needed to do that to control me, and it failed. But I had to be, the emotional part came first. You see what I mean? Like I wasn't ready to go through all that until I was ready emotionally, because I did a lot of back and forth through that relationship. So, but getting financially, looking at your prospects of job, putting some feelers out to see, do you need to get any refresher courses? Is there something that you can learn in the process while this battle is going into court? You know, so my point is that keep looking forward, okay, you made the decision. You don't have the finances to do it now, start working on that, even if you don't have the finances ready now, but just keep moving forward, keep working on it. All right. And another thing is that if you are going to be fighting for assets and whatnot, and or you feel that it's going to end up to that, is to start documenting resources. Document if there's a business, with your name on it, if there's bank account stuff, start printing statements, because at one point or another, you may not have that access. Your soon to be ex may feel threatened and, decide to take you off, no longer give you access to stuff. So just, prepare yourself and start documenting resources. And figure out living arrangements, where you're going to live, how much you're going to need per month, start kind of creating a budget. Okay, so this is how much I'm going to need minimum. I need to figure out where that money is going to come from. So you have an idea. So when you get down to that, you know how much absolutely you need in order to live, so that when you go into negotiation, go ask a little bit more just in case it gets cut off, but just have an idea how much you need. Don't settle for $1,000 if you have no way of getting a job right away, if you have kids at home, and you can't find at this point, at least in Tampa, $1,000 won't get you anything. Maybe a 1-bedroom, very small space. All right. So finally, I want to talk to you about options on how to file. Okay. Obviously, I'm in Tampa, Florida. In Florida, there is such a thing as, the first option, of course, an attorney. An attorney is definitely going to help you get what you need, what you deserve out of, a marriage settlement. An attorney will know how to, negotiate for you, draft the paperwork correctly, save you a lot of money and so those things, but it will also cost you a lot of money. Just be warned. It's very rare when you can find an attorney that is an affordable attorney. It's rare. It's really rare that you can find an affordable attorney that will not ghost you at some part of the process because they're busy with other cases. You know, a very affordable attorney will be very busy because everybody is also looking at their pocketbook and what they can afford. So just be known that if you get fined, do find an attorney that you can afford, no problem. If you are low income, that's my point. If you're not, then it doesn't matter. But if you are low income, looking for an attorney based on price is going to get you perhaps not the best legal counsel. The other option, and this may not be available where you live. I know it's available in Florida and in some states. It's not available in every state, but it's actually filing pro se. Pro se meaning you self-represent yourself. At least in the state of Florida, you can actually go to the courthouse, pick a packet, pay like 25, 30 bucks, fill it out yourself, and then turn it in, and you are your own advocate. You are, your own thing. The challenge with that is that a lot of times the courts won't help you. Like if you have a question about, should I ask for this? Should I do this? Or, won't help you. So because of, we have laws against giving legal advice, it's called UPL, Unauthorized Practitioner of Law. So that is a challenge, and the court, may not tell you, yeah, you need to come back after this happens. They may not have the whole process laid out as to when you need to come back, what you need to file afterwards. Usually what I've seen in court when I go to court to help clients is that people bring the whole packet, they fill out everything, notarize everything, and they only need this much of it. Because a lot of courts, how they do it, they just sell you every single form. Here, this is what you need. And they don't tell you what you need. So you have to fill out everything. And then when you go to court, based on your situation, the clerk actually has to take away this. I don't need this. I need this. I need that. I need copies of this. And, and it's a mess. So another option, the last option would be to hire someone like me. And you don't have to. Again, you can do it yourself. But we're document preparers. We are like paralegals, but we're not paralegals. In the state of Florida, a paralegal has to work with an attorney. So I'm a solo practitioner. I am not an attorney. I don't give legal advice. My clients actually go to the website, get a quote, and based on the quote, it tells them the process. This is the process. This is what happens first, what happens next, and if you want to start, fill out your information, and we'll fill out the documents for you. That's it. We don't give legal advice. We don't tell you, oh, yeah, you can ask this much for alimony. If I have a client that wants alimony, I send them to online resources. They can actually calculate an estimate. I don't even get involved in that. Child support is different because there are, paperwork already assigned to calculate child support. But we don't get involved in we don't suggest visitation plans. We don't suggest anything. That's really your divorce. You're in charge of it. Our job is to help you through the process, move the case along until you get divorced. But we don't give any advice to anyone. And that's why we have a system. You put in the information in there, the system will spit it out what you need to do. And then after that, you can actually take that and run with it. If you want to go to the court with that outline of what the process is, by all means, you can do that. No, there's plenty of clients for us. But so anyway, so that's pretty much it. Those are, so we went through the emotional aspect of getting ready to be in your own skin, stand up on your own 2 feet, financially, again, standing up on your own 2 feet, taking care of yourself financially, and then what options you have to file for divorce. At least in the state of Florida, this is the area definitely that can be different depending on where you live. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. And if you found this, which part of it you found more helpful, I really appreciate your feedback. If you want to see more videos like this, hit the like button so that I know that definitely you want to see more of this. I am planning to do a lot more emotional, and how to in the different financial options, like my own journey. And I'm going to be sharing a lot more of that coming soon. And but if there's any help that you need, If you would like some life coaching, business coaching, the link is also in the comments. I mean, in the description box. All right. Thank you so much. And I hope you have a big, big hug. COVID free. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.